right, guys, welcome back to another Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw. It is Monday, December 6th. It gets here fast, furious, so let's just jump right into it. The gentleman right here, he really needs no introduction. We're going to give him one, but he doesn't really need one. This guy is all over town, always doing good stuff, always supporting others, which I think is part of the reason why he found the success that he's had is because he's invested in the community so heavy, and he's worked his butt off to get there. So I don't want to minimize that either. But without further ado, if you wouldn't mind, my brother, introduce yourself and let them know who you are.
Brandon Webb, Complete 360, which was our Complete Nutrition. It's when we started 10 years ago. Complete 360 now when we split off and did our own thing. We also own the Health Bar, which that's pretty recent. You were just talking about you eat there quite a bit. And then we own a couple nationwide brands now, and I say nationwide because we're on all 50 states with the brands we own now.
Man, well, let's unpack that a little bit because I'm trying to think of the last time you've been on the show. It's been a while. I think we were old office and our old studio and everything. And so let's talk about the Health Bar a little bit, and then let's roll into the grand opening because I've been hitting the heck out of that Health Bar, man. It's nice to have an alternative to junk food, to go out and grab a quick, clean, healthy meal, and one that I can, we were talking about earlier, man, some days I'm starving, and I eat like 4 grown men eat, but I can go in there and I can mix and match, and I can, decide how much chicken do I want, how much this do I want, and so, man, I'm trying to tell everybody about your stuff, but I like it so much. If you would, tell us about the Health Bar a little bit, and then let's roll into your grand opening.
I would say the biggest change was we had our location on the north side, which we closed, and there was a reason why behind it. So we opened up our location on 1404 East Red River, across from the Plasma Center.
Right.
And it has done so well. Most people would be like, man, the place to build is on the north side of town. Don't get me wrong, it's great. But I think a lot of people have always been looking for this side of town to continue to grow.
That's where I live.
Yep, and you kind of see that flux of businesses trying to help re-prosper this side of town as well, too. So we saw such great growth with it that we were like, I don't know if we need our north location anymore. You got to renew a commercial lease, and we have the opportunity to buy the building we're in right now, the one we moved to. And so we took the chance and we jumped in and we, put both stores in it. Now it was 2 stores. If you remember, if you know Homer Escalante, he owns the building, and they used to have 2 locations in there. We knocked the wall down and made it kind of like a one open giant one. So when we first started, it was just like we were using half the building. And we started as simple as just like the smoothies, the acai bowls, the toast, things like that. And now, I mean, you've been in there. I mean, I tell people we're like a merge between like a Jason's Deli and a Chipotle, plus all the smoothies and things that we make as well, too.
Yeah, because, I mean, it really is a diverse menu. I mean, there's something for everybody. And you can even get like we were talking the other day on Wade and Carter, like waffles and I mean, just there's something in there for every palate, and so I think that's awesome. And again, you're filling a huge need, in my opinion, of man, I need something quick, I need something healthy, and it needs to be close by and local, and you're just you're checking all those boxes. And so this grand opening, man, this is a big deal. I've heard people talking about it.
For sure.
Everybody's ready for it. Tell us all about it.
So grand opening it's December 10th. Starts at 5 o'clock. We're actually going to shut the parking lot down at 2 o'clock because we got the city involved. We're allowed to drink outside. We're allowed to do everything.
All right.
So I'll kind of talk about that. But parking lot will be shut off at 2 o'clock because we got to put up big commercial tents. Everybody will be parking across the street in that giant parking lot. And then at 5 o'clock, the restaurant will be 50% off. For our VIP customers, 25% off or not. We'll have discounts on all the supplements, and then we will have Del Papa and Aerocrafter sponsoring it, and it's an open bar. So you just come in, you check in, you get a bracelet if you need to get a bracelet, and you get beer tickets depending on the different level of membership you have, but everybody gets complimentary drinks. So we wanted to make it fun. We've grown a little bit. That's what people were saying, like, why are you going to have alcohol for the first time? And I was like, when I started, I was 21. Now I'm 33. And so we have such a diverse crowd, and that's why, I mean, we have all the businesses that are actually on the flyers, they'll all be there. So these are ones that are actually setting up. So I wanted to make it also kind of like a little bit of a gathering of small businesses there in town.
Well, you're talking about the time frame, roughly 12, 13 years you've been doing this or whatever. That kind of parallels my real estate career. And one of the things that, I had a similar philosophy of hit the pavement when I started, and I believed in the face-to-faces and just going door to door and talking to people. And one of the things that I always noticed when I was starting is you were there too, because you were different career field, but just starting, and you were always out there. And it was, I didn't know who you were yet, but I saw you everywhere. And I mentioned it earlier, but I think that's a lot of the reason you found the success that you have is because you went all in on this community, and there wasn't an event that if you could make it to it, you were there. And you called me in the very beginning when I was doing stuff. You called, hey man, can we come out here? And your thought process behind it was also, it wasn't, hey, I'm trying to get out here and make a dollar, can you help me? It's, I'm trying to get out here and serve others and grow through giving. Can I show? And yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for. And so I just think it's spectacular, man. Sorry, I get all excited every time you come in here,
good.
but to me, you show what it takes to succeed. You know, it's not luck. It's not privilege. It's hard work and dedication and long hours and early mornings and all of those things. And so while I have you here, talk about your one-for-one thing that you guys do. Where
so I'll tie into that. So, you know, we've got quite a few sponsors for this event. One of them is the food bank, actually sponsoring this event. They'll be out there. And they wanted to highlight, so for our wholesale brand that we own, Hype Ups, we donate a can of food for every product we sell through wholesale. Now, 2.5 years ago when we started the company, I mean, we maybe donated 80 pounds a month. Last month we donated like 5,400 pounds of food. We have to get U-Hauls now for the food. So,
yeah, we've been there on one of those.
Yep, they're gonna actually be coming out and they'll have a sign and everything that will highlight how much we've donated. And I think it's like 29,000 pounds of food that we've donated so far. So we're the largest independent donator in South Texas now. I mean, we beat the Formosas and the Invistas and all that. The only person that beats us is HEB, but it's because they have a program with them. So
and they had a head start. I'm not convinced that you're not going to beat them yet.
I mean, my day is
my
day is someday to be able to like have Sam's or HEB or one of those people reach out to us and be like, hey, we will just, you come to us and we will take a truck to this food bank for you type of thing. Eventually the U-Haul is going to get too full too.
Well, you keep going the way you're going, man. You'll be there quickly. Is there anything that I'm forgetting that you wanted to? I always take off on a tangent and never give you a chance to talk because I get all excited.
No, I mean, just, you know, with that new Health Bar location, one of the biggest changes we do, you talk about early mornings, we do open at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's got a drive-through. We have the whole building. We have our own parking lot. It's been nice over there. It's been great. We have a great team. We have all of our leaders in there. Christy Powell, who kind of runs the Health Bar side. You got Zach, who's been he's one of my partners in the brand on the Complete side. But overall, I mean, for coming from last year, from I guess the full true COVID year to now, I mean, we've just seen amazing growth, and it was just really exciting to move locations and still continue to see that growth, and that's what made us pull the trigger to be like, well, I think we're going to move and commit to that building.
Well, that's awesome, man. I'm very glad to hear it, and I'm glad you're feeling the community support as well because you've definitely invested in it and earned it, so I'm glad it's there for you. Guys, get out there. Make sure you support it. December 10th, 5 to 8, Complete 360 grand opening. Yep. I'm excited for this, and in the meantime, swing by there, check out those bowls, check out those menus. The staff is nice, they're great, and they will answer all your questions if you've never done it before, because it's a whole different concept, but it's good and it's fun. And so, anything else? No,
like you were saying on the healthy aspect is like, I would challenge anybody that if you've been looking for a place that makes fresh food, I mean, we have teams go in there at 4:30, 5 o'clock every morning and make everything fresh. So. I mean, from our batters to our whipped creams to our own sauces to everything. I mean,
that
we really
mango habanero. Is that what it's called? The mango habanero.
We have like a Thai chili.
And
then we work with a great company too, who actually we actually contract some of the sauces from them. I don't know if you know Sloan Spreads.
Sounds familiar, but not.
So
I don't know.
They work with kids from the Vine School.
Okay.
And so they make all kinds of like sauces and jellies and things like that. So we have 2 or 3 sandwiches that we make on behalf of the Sloan Spreads and the Vine School. And so it supports them because we buy their sauces by the bulk.
Outstanding.
And so it's really cool.
Good to know. Well, man, even more investment into the community. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Guys, we'll take a quick word from the sponsor and be right back. Guys, welcome back. You know her face. You've seen her around. Golden Crescent Habitat for Humanity. They are a mainstay in this town. They work their rear ends off to try to take care of others. And she is one of my favorites, Miss Cynthia Staley. Thank you so much for coming on. And we're just glad to have you here because you've got some big deals coming up, some big important fundraisers for a big important reason. And so we wanted to get you on here. One, we're fans of what you do anyway, but two, we wanted to get you on and talk about this event a little bit, your Habitat Stud fundraiser.
Yeah.
And so I heard the word stud instantly. I thought you were talking about me, you know,
Of
so
course, yeah.
I felt I had to reach out, and then it turns out you actually had something going on. You weren't just putting out a bat call to me. So, sorry, corny jokes. It's the best I got. But anyway, tell me about this event and why you're doing it and why it's so important.
Okay. Well, everyone knows it's the end of the year, right? And so most people, not most, but a lot of people do their primary giving at the end of the year. Well, what we've discovered over the past 12 months, we've done some analysis on our construction. For those of you who don't know, Habitat builds homes and sells them to families earning between 35 and 60% of median. So that's a pretty low income, and it's tough for them to. Some of them can't even afford rent. Rent, if you don't know, is pretty high here in Victoria for desirable places to live. So we build homes. They partner with us. They put in 350 hours of sweat equity per adult. And sweat equity means they're building on their own home or they're building on a neighbor's home. So they do that. That's the way they bring their down payment to Habitat. And then we sell them the home at a 0% mortgage. Well, what we've discovered, and everyone knew it was happening, and we were doing our best to sort of mitigate the impact, but as we've looked back over the past 12 months, our building costs, the materials it's 30%. It's a $30,000 increase over what we spent last year. So per home.
Yes,
per
ma'am.
home. So we are scratching our heads. What are we going to do? Well, we use about 300 studs, 2x4s in a home. So we're selling the 300 studs that we use. We're offering them for a sponsorship for $100 a stud. And what will happen is you can come to us in December, and I think you have the dates there.
Yes, ma'am. And we'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll
So
get to
you
the
can
dates.
come to the warehouse, and we've got the paints and the markers, and what we want you to do is to decorate it and write thoughts, write scriptures, write prayers. So, and we're going to use those studs when we frame the next house in February. And what will happen is we'll invite you then to come see where your stud is in that home. You can take pictures with your stud. You can take a picture with the family, because we want you to understand that your $100 is making a significant impact on a family's future. Families that move into Habitat homes as homeowners have a significantly increased, the children have a significantly increased rate or grade levels in math and reading, and a reduction in juvenile delinquency and teenage pregnancy. It's just, people don't recognize the impact that stable shelter has on a family. They don't have to move every 3 months anymore because their rent's going up, or they get to stay. This is their home. They're investing in it, and the parents have pride in the home. The kids have pride in the home. So $100 gets you a stud, and we can deliver it to you later. We're going to do this ongoing until our material costs go down. But for the foreseeable future, we'll be selling 300 studs per house. We can deliver it to you to your office, and your team can color it. They can write Sharpies, paint, whatever, or you can come get it, take it back, and do it yourself. We think it would be fun for families, and I personally bought 2 and took them to my family Thanksgiving, and we do the kids' hands on the stud, and they got to scribble what they thought their name was. They were really cute. So you can paint the stud a color, like if your little girl's favorite color is bright purple, you can paint it bright purple and then use black Sharpies or neon markers. We don't care. It can be amazing. We would just like for it to represent your family, your company, whatever.
Well, it's a good idea, and there's a lot of places you can go with that. You could have an office party where everybody in the office does it, and then you have a little competition. Or, I was sitting here thinking, maybe I could sponsor it for a class or two, and the kids could compete, and some kids at different schools could decorate it or something. Because you guys, the fundraisers are important. I mean, that's your lifeblood. That's how you guys survive and prosper. And I'd like the sweat equity side of it. That I think is so hugely important that you guys have them be a part of what they're building and serve on that. And I agree that when your own sweat is poured into that and your own hard work is poured into it, it means something to you.
Absolutely.
And better than just a handout. That's something you've invested in. And so
our thing is we say we're a hand up, not a handout. That's so interesting you would say that, Caleb. I was meeting with someone yesterday whom she's been in the community for about 8 years, and she's been around Habitat. And I made the comment that, well, you know, we don't give these houses away. They have to buy them. And she just looked at me and said, you don't give the houses away? And I said, no, ma'am. We sell those houses. They pay a mortgage. Our families pay a mortgage just like you and I do. She was flabbergasted.
Yeah.
She had no idea that we sell the houses. Now, we do sell them at 0% interest and at cost. We don't make any money on them. But the bottom line is the families have a financial responsibility to make their mortgage payment just like we do. And if they can't, we mitigate it sometimes. Sometimes we work with them, but sometimes they just have to say, this isn't going to work for me. And they sell the house, or we
Well, and honestly, I like that sometimes you guys got to say, this isn't going to work for us too, and there's got to be accountability there.
It happens.
You know, when I agree, you step forward and the public steps forward to also invest in these, there's got to be accountability and a standard there. And so I'm all for that. And go ahead.
Well, that's okay. So the other thing that I just want people to understand is that when you build a Habitat house, it's a capital investment. So that money turns in our community like 7 times. And we put non-revenue producing land on the tax roll. So our homes are, right now, are appraising. Don't get into this conversation.
Yeah, you're getting me going. You start talking
don't
taxes.
do that. But they're appraising right now. I know at $149,000 for our three ones, 1.5s, and so that's a significant chunk into our tax revenue. Yeah. So just know that when you give to Habitat, you are you're helping pay tax bills. You know that's what you're doing, and that capital investment is significant.
Yes,
I think at let's cost us $120,000 a house now, times 7. What's that? 700 something.
Yeah, sounds
that's
good.
how much. Yeah,
I'd rather better to do math in public
I hear
on a
you.
show
But
here.
that's
Not
how
even gonna do
much your investment, our investment, does in our community.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
amazing.
No, it is amazing. And let me hit some of these dates here because there's 4 of them that I want to get to. Our very first one is going to be tomorrow, Tuesday, December 7th, and then we scoot on over, and that will be 4 to 6. And at what location?
At our construction warehouse. The offices are located at 4103 North Navarro, and the construction warehouse is just next door. But we're just right between Grandy's and Break Check. I guess I shouldn't have given PR, but that's where we are.
Hey,
good.
PR is PR.
Good.
It's
I'm
all
glad.
right.
All
Yeah,
right.
and if it helps them find it, even better. So Tuesday the 7th, 4 to 6. Saturday the 11th, 9 to 12. That's the only Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Saturday the 11th. This Saturday. Tuesday, December 14th. 4 to 6, and Tuesday, December 21st, 4 to 6 also.
And that's only for December. If you want to come to us, you don't want to have to mess with dragging that 2x4 around. Otherwise, you can call the office and say, bring me a 2x4. We'll bring it wherever you need us to bring it. Then you just need to bring it back to us. So these dates are for the convenience of our family. Since the holidays, you want to bring your family, they're here for Christmas. Come and decorate a stud with them.
Outstanding. Yes, ma'am. And how can they get in touch with you?
Our phone number is 361-573-2511.
Okay.
You can ask for Holly, or
Got
you
it.
can ask for Cindy.
Got it. And
our website
I
you
say
have.
Cynthia, but it's
It's
Cindy.
okay. Well,
I do
Cynthia's
that all
good.
the time. Anything I'm forgetting, young lady?
I don't think so.
Well-
Except for I just want to say thanks for calling me young lady.
Well-
it's like my favorite reason
You know
I
what?
come on
I
here.
stole that from my dad, to be honest with you. I saw him do that, and I was like, that was pretty slick.
pretty
and so I
slick,
just
yeah.
straight up swagger jacked him there. Thank you for what you do in the community. I appreciate
Thanks,
you.
thank
You
you.
are a beacon of light out there and hope, and I appreciate it, and I like that
Thanks.
you make them work for it, too.
We
So,
appreciate you.
good call. Quick word from our sponsor, and we'll be right back.
Since 1932, Wallach & Volk has been closing mortgages and doing it the right way. The reason why the Volks opened up a bank at the height of the Great Depression was because the bank needed to be opened at the height of the Great Depression. And it was good for the community at that time. A lot of the banks were going under. In order to keep that community sound and stable, it was something that they did. I think that says something about who Wallach & Volk was 85 years ago. And the only way you get to continue to do it is if you consistently do it great. And we plan on doing this for another 85 years.
All right, guys, welcome back. We've got a new guest on the show. We have not had them on before, and I'm really excited for this one because I want to learn all about their group, learn about what they do, and what their purpose and mission here in Victoria is, and we want to make sure we back and support them. So, my brother, thank you, and welcome to the show. If
Pleasure.
you wouldn't mind, introduce yourself and let them know who you're with.
Sure. I'm Jeff Wright. I'm the Executive Director of Victoria Preservation, a nonprofit here in Victoria, and we specialize in history. We like to promote Victoria's history, get it out there, research. We publish books, help homeowners who have historic homes or buildings do some research and figure stuff out on that. And just about anything Victoria history, we're into it.
Are y'all the cemetery tours? And
That is us, yeah.
Yeah.
We just got done with a cemetery tour. I hate to use the C word, COVID, but it's been tough. We've been shut down, haven't been able to do our normal events, for about 2 years now. So generally, we do our cemetery tour every fall, and we were able to get back on track with that here a few weeks ago, which was great. And since you mentioned another event, we also do our historic homes tour, which again we haven't been able to do in a couple of years. We'll see what the spring holds. Maybe we'll get to do that again. But that's our biggest fundraiser, and those are the two things we're most known for: is the cemetery tour and the historic homes tour. And the event we've got coming up actually kind of combines the historic homes tour with Christmas, two of my favorite things, and a lot of people's favorite things, history and Christmas. So we'll see how it goes. It's our first time doing it.
Well, I'm excited because, I will admit that I'm behind the curve on this, but the first thing that popped out to me was the cemetery tours. And I was like, what a great, cool idea that is. And now that you're in here, I'm excited because we can have you come on for all of these events in the future and help to get them out there and stuff. Because I also, the historic homes, Victoria has some beautiful homes downtown.
We do.
And a lot of history.
It's an underutilized resource, for
absolutely.
sure.
And so I appreciate the spotlight being put on that. Let's talk about that you guys had this Christmas event, you said, where you're kind of combining everything. And so tell me a little bit about it. Let's go through this bad boy.
So we've got a whole lot to talk about. There's a lot going on. Like I said, it's the first time we're doing it, and we're trying to go big, So we got a beautiful historic home, the Levi-Welder House at 403 North Main, picked out. If you come downtown on Main Street, you've seen this house, you know
the one we're talking about.
You probably love it. It's just gone through a beautiful restoration inside and out, and it's going to be decorated to the nines for Christmas. Literally got a Christmas tree in every room, and it's a big house with a lot of rooms.
Holy smokes.
And so it won't be our traditional home tour where it's, we focus on the history and you're getting a history lesson throughout the house and learning about that. You'll get a small dose of that, but we want to play a little bit of that close to the vest because this house will probably be on a historic homes tour once we're able to get back on. So we don't want to throw it all out there right now. But you'll get a great dose of holiday spirit, like I said, decorated beautifully. And then we're going to have a lot of events too. We're going to have a Santa there so you can take selfies with Santa. We'll have a Wonka bar raffle, and spoiler alert, there will be snow.
I've been hearing that.
Yeah,
I've been hearing that. It's almost guaranteed, I hear. Yep.
100% isn't really a chance, but it's so
close as you can get to it. Yeah.
That's why I wasn't a weatherman, I guess.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
But no, we'll have wassail and cookies and things like that, all kinds of holiday treats. And it's just going to be a really fun.
How many of y'all out there don't know what wassail is? I asked because I didn't know what wassail was. I was the guy in the room that didn't know what wassail was, and so don't act like every one of you know what it is either, because I know you don't.
It must have been the spelling that threw you off.
Yeah, it had to be something. I mean, obviously, if it threw me off, there was some trick or something somewhere. But yeah, we'll just go with that.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, I get distracted, man. It takes
do
little
too.
words like wassail,
We
and I'm
shouldn't
all
be
over the
doing
place.
this again.
Yeah,
it's going to go bad.
We'll do a whole wassail episode. But
hey, see you next week.
Yeah,
all right.
Wassail sounds good. All right, but no. Anyway, okay. So back to this. Sorry, I get all distracted and excited. Where were we? You threw me off talking about wassail. And
So I was just talking about some of the stuff we got going on during the event, and yeah, it's going to be really fun.
So for those that, I know this is a new one, whatever, but
yeah.
So people kind of have an idea of what to expect. A lot of times people are nervous to sign up for something for the first time. I don't want to walk into a house I don't know. That sounds weird.
No, you're invited. You're invited. Come on in.
Yeah, so it's like the vampire rules. You're allowed to go inside on this
exactly.
one. But kind of what is it? Let's say I show up at the door there.
Sure.
What kind of happens? What can I expect?
So I'll tell you right up front. Tickets are only $10, very affordable. You show up, you can either buy your tickets at our office, which is downtown at 205 West Goodwin, or you can buy them at the door. And so you show up, you get your ticket, you'll be put in a group, and then you'll stay with that group. They'll take you through the house, go through all the rooms, get to go downstairs, upstairs, whatever, and then you'll exit, and that's where we'll have the Santa and treats and all that kind of stuff. And so, no, it's very informal. It's nothing to be intimidated about. Yeah, it is a big, beautiful, historic home, but it's lived in.
Right.
It's not like a museum where it's going to be stuffy and you're going to.
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't
what can
touch,
I
be very
do? And
formal all
don't
the way
talk.
through.
And oh my God, you don't have to wear a suit and tie. I mean, just be yourself. And depending on the weather, you may dress warm, but
Yeah.
No,
enjoy
it's
some possible snow also.
Yeah. So no, it's a very informal deal. We like people to enjoy it. We want people to have a good experience and want to come back and do so. We try to make it as enjoyable as we can, and, along with being informative.
How do you all need public support? Do you all need volunteers? Do you all,
Always.
how can we support you on this and help get the VPI name out there and get it known a little bit more?
Well, I'm glad you asked. We are a membership driven organization, so aside from our fundraisers, our dollars come from memberships. And so, if you're interested in Victoria's history or history in general, or you're just civic minded and want to help out, we'd love to have you as a member. We have membership events throughout the year. As a matter of fact, we have a members preview on Thursday prior to the full tour on Friday and Saturday. So if you're not a member already, you can join at the door and come to the member preview, and we'll have a little bit different feel. We'll have food and drinks and all that kind of stuff. So that'll be fun. So if you're interested in that, give us a call, and you can become a member.
Got it. Correct me if I'm wrong here on things like the cemetery tours. You guys use people from the community as actors to go out
Absolutely.
and do that. I was over there on the Bill Posey show the other day, and when he was leaving, he was letting me know that I think he was going to go play one of the characters, and then my friend,
Bill is a character.
Salinta, even though that's not her name, but I just like that Brent Carter says that all the time. She was one of your actresses, I believe, Selena out there on stuff, and I think that's neat that you draw from the community to represent these old characters and are real people, not even characters. I haven't been there, so
we love our volunteers, and for the cemetery tour, we choose people from Victoria's past, and we have local people volunteer to play them. We dress them up in costume like they would have been at that time period, and have them speak as that person, and we're not making stuff up. We're doing research, we're figuring this out, and some of the stories you find out are just, something you'd see in a movie. It's like, that happened here, really? It's really cool. So I know this isn't about cemetery tour, but
it all ties together, and I want to, to me, that's an important, that's cool what you guys do, bringing our history back to life here, and Victoria gets a bad rap of all the time of there's nothing here, we don't have. Yeah, there is, and there's a lot of cool history here, and a lot of cool history to be proud of, and just neat stuff. And so, I know that's the deal, but it all ties back to this, to preserving these old homes and these historical homes, and just your whole organization by showing up and backing it.
Giving some pride, because Victoria has a lot to be proud of.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I definitely want to get with you in the future about maybe doing a Meet Victoria on the theater tour, on the cemetery tours.
Absolutely.
And then just any way we can back your play, we want to, because I like preserving history. I'm a little history nerd, so I like this stuff. And so
I knew I liked you.
Yeah, we're already clicking, man. Cool. And you said wassail, so I gave us something to bond on. So anyway, Friday, December 10th, 5 to 8. Saturday, December 11th, 3 to 8. Tickets are only $10, 403 North Main. Anything I'm forgetting?
I think we got it.
Man, I appreciate you coming on so much, taking the time, and hope to have you back on. Guys, let's take a quick word, and we will be right back with our last guest. All right, guys, we are back, and I am sitting with royalty now. I am just in awe of your very presence, young lady. But no, I'm just kidding. But thank you. Welcome to the show, and if you wouldn't mind, please introduce yourself and let them know who you're here with.
Okay, so I am Taylor Bearden, 2021 Miss Golden Crescent. I am super excited to be here. It's such an honor. We are a pageant that focuses on going out in the community and being role models and just getting out there and giving back to our community, and we really focus on serving. So.
Wow. So tell me a little bit about how you got this crown. It is a spectacular crown.
Thank you.
You did well on that thing, but what did you have to do to earn that?
So the pageant takes a lot of preparation. You have to come up with a speech, get a dress. But it was just so much fun being in the pageant. I made so many friends, and I have so many memories to look back on. But yeah, it definitely took a lot of preparation, and I'm super excited that I get to take on this role as Miss Golden Crescent.
Yes, ma'am. Do you think it helps prepare you for life, learning how to get up in front of crowds and speak and interact and do all these things? Do you think these are, attributes that help you and further you and make you better in life?
For sure. I would say the thing that helps me the most is interviewing, because it just helps me speak to people and have a normal conversation. That's basically what it is.
Yes, ma'am. Well, and I would argue that people have gotten away from that right now, and a lot of times people don't know how to have normal conversations.
Right.
You know, I'll call up a business and they answer the phone. I say, hey, how you doing? And there's just silence. Fine. Okay. They don't even know how to, you know,
Right.
and it throws people off. And so I'm glad that you're learning these things. How do you like public speaking? It takes some getting used to, huh?
It definitely takes some getting used to, but I do like to speak to the public.
Good. Well, I'll tell you what, that's an attribute that if you keep working on it, I think it sets you ahead, because shoot, like 9 out of 10 people, if they got to talk in front of a crowd, nope, they're done. And to be able to do that, I think it's awesome. That being said, you have an event coming up this weekend, and it is the Holiday Fest Pageant. Tell me all about this
Sir.
thing.
This is a pageant that we do during Christmas time, and it's super fun. It's all about, you know, getting out there, and it's a good way to lead into the holiday season. So we are having the Holiday Fest Pageant December 11th from 10 to 2 p.m., and we have 3 titles: Mega Grand Supreme, and Mini Grand Supreme.
Mega Grand Supreme.
sir.
Let's start there. I've got to know what Mega Grand Supreme is.
There is tons of prizes that this pageant has to offer. There's huge crowns, huge trophies, and lots of prizes that come with it. So it's a very rewarding experience to be in this pageant.
Is that the Mega Grand crown, or is that a different crown?
This is a different crown,
Okay.
but the Mega Grand crown is huge.
Now,
pretty big.
are you in this pageant too, or are you supporting this pageant through your role at right now?
I will not be participating in this one, but I believe I'm helping host it.
Got it.
So
Got it. No,
I'll
that
be
makes
like an
total
MC.
sense. So
yeah.
so there's different, you know. Explain to me kind of the different categories a little bit. Like the grand. I guess it's different participants in each one, like different age groups. Is that kind of how with the
Yes,
different
sir.
awards?
There's different age groups. Can I read them out?
Yeah,
to you?
absolutely.
Okay.
No, I don't
There-
expect you to know all this off the top of your
Oh,
head. I
yes.
have cheat sheets
There's
too,
a lot.
so you go ahead. You go ahead.
The Baby Miss and Baby Mister is 0 to 23 months. The Tiny Miss and Tiny Mister is ages 2 to 3. Little Miss is ages 4 to 7. Little Mister is ages 4 to 8. Young Miss is ages 8 to 11. Junior Miss 12 to 15. And then Miss 16 to 20 and Mrs. 21 and up.
What if I wanted to do like old mister, like me? If I wanted to go out there what if I wanted one
I'm
of those
sure I could
crowds?
get
You think
into
I could
contact
get
with
in there
them
somehow?
I could
Put me
get
against
you
like those
in.
6-year-olds
Yeah.
or something? No, I'd get dusted. Not even trying to do that. Going into this, so we got this thing coming up again, Saturday, December 11th, 10 a.m. What do you think the point of these things in the community is? It gives the pageant participants, again, working on all these skills and attributes and making you comfortable performing in the public.
sure.
And then I would argue that the public gets to come out and support you guys and kind of help you and mold you and keep you moving forward in life. And tell me one more time why these things are so important to you.
These things are incredibly important to me because I like to give back to the community. That's something that I really love to do. And it's not only in Victoria. We go out to all the crossroads and all the surrounding communities, and we do parades, events, and it's just so much fun to get to see different people and, you know, introduce ourselves and just give back to the community. That's something that we really love to do.
Good deal, good deal. Well, this is going to be at the Family Worship Center. Does it say on there the address for that? By
Yes,
any
sir.
chance? Read that off to me if you can.
The Family Worship Center, 501 Sam Houston Drive.
Okay, perfect. And that again is the Holiday Fest Pageant. Make sure you get out there. Where can they find this at? On the Miss Golden Crescent Pageant Facebook page?
Yes, sir.
Outstanding.
Yes,
Or
sir.
they can contact Jason Burmeister at 432-227-9680. Am I forgetting anything?
I believe that's it.
Outstanding. Well, thank you, young lady. You look spectacular and beautiful
Thank
in your
you.
crown. You have done a spectacular job on here. And congratulations on winning that.
Thank
I
you
know
so
it was a lot of hard
much.
work, and I'm proud of you for doing it. And
Thank
so,
you.
good job. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you go and you support all these organizations, the young ladies and the young men out there trying to do these things to give back and grow in their communities. They can't do it without you. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to our sponsors, and we will see you next week. Thanks so much for tuning in to Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw. Make sure you comment down below, like the post, share the post. It really helps the algorithms. If you haven't done so already, make sure you follow our page. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any episodes. And if you have an event coming on you want featured on Victoria Events, shoot us a message. We'd love to help you get the word out there. Lastly, make sure you support our sponsors. We could not do this show without them, so we're very grateful. Thanks so much, Victoria, and we'll see you at the next one.